Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Cool Story Bro back here bringing you the 20th Narrated Wi-Fi Battle. This battle is against somebody off of Smogon.com named MiloticKing713. And this was a pretty good game. I've been playing a lot of UU. UU is my favorite tier, and I've gotten pretty acquainted with it, so to speak. I'm pretty familiar with the tier, so a lot of my battles in the future are going to be probably with this team or one of my other UU teams. And don't get me wrong, you're going to see battles in other tiers and other types of stuff, but right now this is what I want to focus on. This is what I'm getting pretty good at. I've tried to get other battles with people I'll smoke on, but it's like everybody wants to quit while I'm trying to save the video, or if they're losing they want to say good game and just forfeit and just turn their game off. But anyway, let's get into this here. I'm battling him. He leads off with his prick, his Nidoking. I lead off with my Gligar, and immediately I know I gotta switch out. Nidoking has access to Ice Beam. It would kill my Gligar, and I did not want that to happen. I send out my Blastoise, takes the Ice Beam as I predicted. Nidoking also has access to Thunderbolt. I'm hoping I don't get outplayed early game with the prediction, so I decided to switch into Flygon, hoping he goes for the Thunderbolt. He does, and since I'm Choice Scarfed, I can hit him with the Earthquake and take him out early. And already the game's 6-5, so I got one Pokemon up on him. And he sends out his cannon, his Blastoise. So I don't want to stay in on it because I don't want to take a Scald and get burned. So I decided to go for the Umbreon. I take the Toxic, but thanks to Umbreon's ability Synchronize, I reflect Toxic back at him. And I'm not worried about Toxic because I can cure myself with the move Heal Bell. He withdraws his Blastoise and sends out Yanmega, aka # greater than. Yeah, I don't know why he named it that. Half his Pokemon are named that. I don't know what it means. But he goes for the Bug Buzz here. And now I noticed that he didn't get a speed boost the turn after. So that's telling me he's running Tinted Lens Yanmega. And if you don't know anything about the ability Tinted Lens, it basically doubles not very effective moves. So like I'll explain it later. And basically if he's running Tinted Lens Yanmega, he has to be holding Choice Specs. So I took a Choice Specs super effective stab Bug Buzz pretty nicely with Umbreon. I went for Protect to get a little bit of health back and a stall with Toxic. And I switched into Gligar because it resists Bug Buzz. But like I said, Tinted Lens boost not very effective moves, so they hit for neutral damage. And it did a big number on Gligar. It hit pretty hard. I pulled back my Gligar and sent out Blastoise. I'm not sure why he withdrew and sent out Dusclops. I'm honestly not sure why. I go for the Toxic on his Dusclops, and he goes for the Seismic Toss. I guess he was trying to just slowly chip away my Gligar, and I don't know. So anyway, I go for the Toxic on him, and after that I withdraw Blastoise and send out Umbreon again, because now that he has Dusclops, I know I can take whatever it throws at me and probably try to start passing wishes to my team to try and heal him. Maybe heal Gligar or heal Umbreon itself up. And he will-o-wisp my Umbreon. Synchronize tried to pass the burn back, but he's already poisoned. It doesn't matter. I go for the wish anyway, expecting Seismic Toss. But actually it's pretty funny. He rests right here, so I get to live. And now I don't know how common Sleep Talk Dusclops is, but I get a chance to Heal Bell myself and cure my burn. And he has a 33% chance of picking the move Seismic Toss, which would have actually killed my Umbreon. But he picked Rest from Sleep Talk since it picks randomly for you. So I managed to get my wish back and I heal my Umbreon back up again. I go for another wish, hoping I can get a chance to switch in and send in Gligar. And now this part is tricky here. Most Darmanitan are choiced, and so I know he's gonna go for Superpower. Well, no, I don't know he's gonna go for Superpower. I was thinking he might have been smart and might have tried to go for Flare Blitz, which would have killed my Gligar from his HP. But he goes for Superpower, which does a number to Umbreon, and I know I could take it, but unfortunately I get a critical hit here. And just to confirm that it could have taken it, I did a calculation after the battle, and actually it even showed that I would have just narrowly survived the Choice Bandit Superpower from Jolly Darmanitan. But anyway, since he's choiced, he withdraws it, and I go for Stealth Rock just as he sends in his Blastoise, and I'm like, dang it, man, he's gonna Rapid Spin me. But instead of trying to roost up that turn on a Rapid Spin, I decided to switch into Harbinger, my Houndoom. Now it might be kind of weird to switch a Houndoom in on a Blastoise, because Houndoom's Fire type, Blastoise is Water type. But I go for the nasty plot this turn because my Houndoom has the EVs to actually take a Blastoise's Scald. It's actually a little bit bulky. I go for the nasty plot, and I was gonna try to hit him with Hidden Powered Grass the next turn, but unfortunately Blastoise Dragon Tailed me, didn't see it coming, and it forces Gligar back in. And I'm pretty sure that his Blastoise doesn't carry Ice Beam, so I decided to take a gamble. I go for the Roost, hoping I can get my health back safely and take a Scald and just, you know, pray I don't get burned and just live the rest and let it be history. But unfortunately, he goes for the Scald, and it does a pretty good amount of damage, enough that I decide not to go for it, because if he keeps going for Scald and I keep getting hit by it, I might eventually get burned and I can't cure it, and Gligar will be pretty useless after it gets rocks back up. So I decided to pull back and send in my own Blastoise, trying to stall him for poison, but he decides to withdraw his, and he sends out his Yanmega again. And thankfully the switch happened the way it did, because now I can hit his Yanmega with Ice Beam and be able to do damage on him. If I would have kept Gligar, and it probably would have been dead by now. There's nothing that my Gligar could have done against his Yanmega except use Roost. I go for the Ice Beam on his Yanmega, and that kills it. So that's one of the major threats his team carries is eliminated. And moving right ahead here, he sends in his Darmanitan again. And I'm like, whatever, alright, I can't do anything against it. None of my team can really take a hit from it in case he actually goes for the offensive. He goes for the U-turn just to kill off Blastoise. I'm cool because I get a safe switch in. He sends in his Dusclops here, who is asleep. And this is no better of a time for me to send in my Houndoom, my Harbinger. And I go for the nasty plot on the setup. And I go for the nasty plot again because I know he has to switch. Oh wait, no. I go for a Flamethrower because I was expecting him to switch out to Mienshao. He might have been having a Scarf Mienshao. It looks like he might have been based on Team Preview. I was going with the assumption that it was. And so anyway, I go for the nasty plot here. Like I said, my Houndoom is optimized to take a Scald from Blastoise and hit back with Hidden Powered Grass. So I take the Scald. I live with a pretty decent amount of HP. And right after that, I hit him with the Hidden Powered Grass because, you know, I guess he was willing to fodder off his Blastoise. If he switched out, whatever he had would have been taking a pretty hard hit, even if it was Darmanitan. So Blastoise goes down from the Hidden Powered Grass, and what did he send in next? He sent in I'm trying to think. He sent in he sent in Mienshao this next turn. Yeah, I don't know why he nicknames his Pokemon Arrow or whatever that's supposed to be. It looks like an arrow to me. So I would draw and send in my Gligar, knowing that Gligar can take whatever Mienshao throws at it. He goes for a U-turn, and he sends out his Darmanitan again. Now, this is a tricky play here. It looks kind of stupid that I stayed in, but Choice Band Darmanitan, I was expecting that he might have predicted me to switch out to Houndoom because of Flash Fire, and that he would have gone for a superpower on the switch in, which would have killed me, but instead, he takes out my Gligar. I'm like, it's cool because now I can bring in my Houndoom again and force him out because he won't stay in to go for another Flare Blitz on it. And I hit his Mienshao with Flamethrower on the switch in, and it does a ton of damage, but it's not enough to kill it. And he goes for the U-turn, and this Mienshao is packing power. It KO'd me from almost like half my health. What was that, like 40%? Whatever. So, you know, my team is slowly getting chipped away at here. And I go for, who did I send out? I sent out Stay Fly, my Flygon. Now, my Flygon is Choice Scarfed. He knows that. He's not going to be able to stand up against it because this Darmanitan is Bandit. It would have been outsped and hit with Earthquake. So Flygon can pretty much come in and freely spam Earthquake on him. His Dusclops is asleep. He's trying to go for Sleep Talk, probably hoping he can get a burn off on me. I get 2 Earthquakes in. It's like a 4-hit KO, just barely. And yeah, Sleep Talk screwed him over. He uses Rest when he's already asleep, and because of the fact he switched out earlier while he was sleeping, he does not know when he's gonna wake up. So, you know, it's not very reliable after switching it back out. So he goes for Rest again, and his Dusclops pretty much died a very useless death. It didn't really do much this battle. And he sends out his Mienshao again, and I'm thinking he might not have been Scarfed during that battle. I wanted to see what I could do, hoping I outspeed it, but he's Scarfed because he outsped a Scarf Flygon, and he one-hit KO'd me with High Jump Kick. I wasn't expecting it. It was pretty hard hitting. And I send in my Sarai, my Haunch Crow, and this is a tricky play here. I was going for the Sucker Punch, hoping he stayed in, expecting me to Brave Bird, but unfortunately it was a gamble. I lost. If I had Stealth Rock up, if I got it up safely, I might have been able to change the outcome of this battle, but unfortunately his Darmanitan lives to Flare Blitz my Haunch Crow, and it gets cooked. And I just barely lose this battle. So yeah, good game MiloticKing713. I lost the gamble in the end. You know, sometimes you can't see everything coming. I did make a few misplays this battle in hindsight. He kind of underplayed me, or I kind of over-predicted, whatever you want to call it. There were some things that I could have seen coming, but I would have expected him to see that coming, and he would have reacted and done something different. But yeah, like I said, that gamble at the very last turn, I've been in that situation way too many times with Haunch Crow as my last Pokemon. And it was like, if I would have Brave Birded his Mienshao, and he actually switched it out, his Darmanitan would have taken a hit, and I could have finished him off with Sucker Punch. Since both his Pokemon had choice items, it would have been forced to attack. But like I said, the way it played out, I went for the Sucker Punch expecting him to try to high jump kick me, because he could have outsped me, and he would have killed my Haunch Crow in one hit. If he killed Flygon, he would have killed Haunch Crow, and that would have been the battle right there. And I was hoping that Life Orb Sucker Punch took out Darmanitan. It didn't, mainly because I didn't have my hazards up. But like I said, it's whatever. Good game either way. Sometimes you gotta take losses like that. Sometimes your losses come from yourself, more or less. Lost a gamble. Stay tuned for more videos on the way. There's gonna be more battles like this, probably better ones, probably worse ones, hopefully not. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, do whatever. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.